Hi everyone. In this video, I wanted to go through what is a system and a process and why do you actually need them in your business and when you should start to implement them. So I know that a lot of people get really confused on this subject, and if you're a solopreneur and you're not looking to grow and not looking to take on staff, then this probably won't even apply to you. But if you're looking to scale, you want to bring on team members, maybe you want to hire a virtual assistant to help you to grow your business, or maybe you want to be able to take time off and still have things run while you're off, then you definitely need systems and processes in place. So basically, a system and a process make sure that you have the same results every time for a task. So it's just sort of providing that consistency and improving your systems and processes as you go so that your business is always improving. So let's start with a process. What is a process? So basically, a process is a set of steps that you follow in order to finish a task or complete a task. So if you think about it in terms of a business, depending on what your business is, of course, but it could be something like an onboarding call process. So what are the steps that are involved with you having an onboarding call? Do people have to book it in using a certain system? How are you going to contact them? All of any information that you're going to send them in emails, etc. How is all of that captured? So that is a process. So writing it all down step by step on how all of this is going to come together and the whole process from A to Z of how you're going to do it. So that's a process. Another example of a process might be like your email inbox management process. So how are you handling emails that come into your inbox? Is there a certain process depending on the topic? All of that. So you write all of that down as a process. Another example could be a coaching call. So coaching call process. So what exactly do you go through on the call? What are the exact steps that you go through? What questions do you ask? All of those sorts of things. That could be your process. So how do you create a process? Basically, you can write down all of your steps or you can screen record as you complete your tasks. And then what goes right will become your process, and what goes wrong you work on improving until you get it right, so it becomes your process. So it's basically figuring out exactly what works and what you want to continue doing every single time, and then that becomes your process. So things that don't go well, you improve them, you tweak them until they go right, and then that becomes a process as well. So that then takes us to what is a system. So a system is like an overview of your processes, but it also includes all of the components that you need in order to make it work. So you would have your software, the people responsible for each task, plus your processes, and plus how all of this interacts with different areas in your business. So let me give you an example of a system. So let's just use email management as an example. So your email management system itself would be the software used. So maybe you use something like Zendesk. The people that are using it and completing this for you, maybe it's a virtual assistant, so you would have their details. The processes could be, there'd be multiple processes. So it could be how to log into Zendesk as one. You could have process on how to use Zendesk, so like teaching the basics. Then you could have how to answer all the emails in your inbox and how to troubleshoot or find answers that aren't readily available. That might be another one. So they could be 4 processes that you have in this system. Then you also want to have in your system an explanation on how all of this interacts with each other. So for example, if you're answering emails, you're basically answering questions for each department of your business. So how do you get those answers and make sure that they're up to date? Like, where are you pulling that information from? Is there a knowledge base that sales are using to record information about certain products? Is there a knowledge base somewhere that marketing are using to record answers for certain topics? You want to have all of that information available so that basically someone can pick up your system and just go with it and actually complete all of the tasks without any involvement from you. So that is the goal, is to have all of it in one place so that people can come along and they've got everything that they need in order to complete the job. So something else that comes up all the time is, what is a standard operating procedure? So basically, you have your processes and you have your system. Now, standard operating procedure is basically documenting it all so that somebody has a document with everything on there that they need to complete the task. So your standard operating procedure would have a quick summary at the top that says what the procedure is for, why it's important. And then it will include your refined process. It will also include how you measure your success at this particular task. So any key performance indicators. So what makes this task successful? How do you measure that? And also the outcomes expected. So if they start this task, by the end of completing that task, what is expected of them? So let's just say, for instance, we're talking about email management. Maybe to measure success, it is having 98% of the emails answered, and you're only getting 2% left over that were too difficult, etc. Maybe that's something like that. So the outcome expected is that they reach 98% and that's successful. So you want to have clear guidelines, because this makes it crystal clear to the person that's doing this job what they need to do in order to complete the task successfully and for you to be happy with the job that they're doing. So a standard operating procedure basically is an overview of everything, all the way through to, is it successful? Have I done this job successfully? Because what we want to do with systems and processes is make sure that everything is systematized, and also it's repeatable. So you want to be able to have something that's going to give you consistent results every single time. So that is the goal, because if you get consistent results every single time, you know that it's working and you know that you can rely on that. And if you take time off, then this system is going to work without you. And that is the whole goal, is so that you're not working in the day-to-day of your business. You're taking a step back and you're doing all of the things that you need to do in order to grow your business. And while you are growing your business, everything else is maintaining itself with your team, and they're going around and doing all of these tasks that need to be done. So that is basically systems and processes, and you don't need to overcomplicate it. And I just want to make sure I say that to you, because I know a lot of people will go out and they will write really long standard operating procedures, and it's not necessary. Basically, you can get away with what software they need to use, the login details that they have, or, access link or something, however they need to access it. And then a Loom video would be fine. And then how you measure success. And that could be your standard operating procedure. So it could just be boom, 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 done. So don't overcomplicate it. Just make sure that you cover everything that you need to in order for them to do a successful job. And then put all of these together to form your system. So I hope that made sense. I just wanted to explain it, and I will go into more detail in some other videos, because I want to do a series on systems and processes and improving your own systems and processes using software like Notion, etc. And so I want to do some videos and go through all of that. So that will be coming up. All right. Have a fantastic day.